Welcome everyone. My name is Sam Brown here for Career Mojo, and as you know, we've been talking about this concept of Career Mojo and really bringing a new level of awareness and expertise and just a new level of what you're bringing into your life through your career. I've been talking a lot with Mr. Ryan Sykes. I'm here today to talk a little bit about kind of a cool little wrinkle that the universe has thrown at us. So I spoke a little bit about why I was so excited about Career Mojo, just because just over the course of the past year, I've really found I've been getting a lot more meaning out of my work than usual. And it's almost like the universe said, okay, this isn't quite real enough for everybody, Sam. You're going to actually have to live through this from a different perspective. So on Friday, today's Sunday, so 2 days ago, I was laid off. I've been at that job for about 2 years. The company is a national media company, and they're going through some changes up the top, which always trickles down to the bottom. It wasn't a performance thing. It was just my position was eliminated. I was a digital innovator, which was using my technical skills in combination with my business development acumen to develop products and services that the salespeople could sell. And over the course of the past year, that role has been kind of shifted around and diminished and diminished. So I can't say it was a huge surprise, but it is nonetheless an event that makes you stand up and take notice. And so what I want to do through this series is really begin to live out loud and go through with you guys my process of reemployment or entrepreneurship or whatever it is that the universe has next for me. And I'm very excited to have this real-world, tangible event to be able to create around, because one of the fundamental aspects that we're going to hammer home constantly through all of the Mojo series is that you create your reality by your thoughts. A little bit esoteric for job seekers, but I wanted to convey this. This is something we're going to come back to again and again and again, and I plan on proving it by living out loud. So it's an interesting wrinkle, and I wanted to talk a little bit today about the very first thing that you do when you become unemployed. In my case, I got laid off. So I'm going to consider myself unemployed, laid off, whatever. You ain't got no job. Because the reality of it, in 2 weeks, at the beginning of September, I've got a mortgage payment, I got car payments, daycare payments. You know, there's real life stuff going on. And so the very first thing that you do when you become unemployed is that you absolutely do not freak out. That's imperative. It was funny, when I got my walk-in papers, I was just totally calm, like it was nothing, because I know in my heart of hearts that the universe takes care of its own. And one reason I know that is because 2 years ago I had a very similar situation where, again, I was laid off from a job that I had been at for a little while, and it was extremely nerve-wracking for me at that point. I wasn't quite as advanced in my mental awareness that I am now, but I had my wife was pregnant with our first child, and she was 2 months away from delivering, and so I literally was in oh crap mode. But I got laid off on a Tuesday, and I had a better job on Friday. And this time, I'm going to try and beat that. I'm going to try and beat the Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We'll give it 3 days. I'm going to try and beat 3 days. So I got laid off on Friday this time. I'm going to try to be reemployed with a better job with 1.5 times my salary that I was making by Wednesday of next week. And we're going to kind of track that and see how that goes down. Now, the very first thing that you do after you don't freak out is you begin to work your network, and this is really critical. I'm going to show you, so in the Career Mojo Udemy course that's coming up, I'm in the process of working with Brian on creating all of the presentations for the course, and so you're going to get a little sneak peek here of one of the presentations. Let me go ahead and screen share here. So if you can see in front of you is one of the slides, and start before you're ready is a big theme in a lot of stuff. We'll be coming back to that. But start developing a support network today. 70% of career success is derived from networking. And this is the aspect that I'm working first. Doesn't matter what size town you live in, doesn't matter where you're at. We live in a very flat world today with the internet, so you can absolutely network, even if it's outside the bounds of your geographical area. And I'm going to work my networks first and see what's out there and see if anybody needs an awesome cat with some good skill sets and begin to work that. So I'll report back on how that works. Let me jump back over here. Sorry, one second. Running the show. Okay, cool. So that's the one thing you want to do first. Before you even go look in the Craigslist and you go look for the want ads and those kind of things, I would suggest reaching out to people in your friends network, but also in your professional network, people you may have come across or traded cards across. And this is one reason why to kind of constantly be working this network. Even if you just meet somebody at a casual engagement and they happen to be remotely related in an area you're interested in, grab a business card, shoot them an email. Hey, it was great to meet you. If nothing else, you have a foot in the door for next time. But most importantly, let's talk a little bit about your mindset, because this is critical. This is where everything emanates from. All of your power emanates from your mindset. What we're looking at here is the 13x4 wheel for Career Mojo. We've been talking a lot about this. And I want to talk a little bit about believing is seeing. This is usually the opposite of what most people think. Most people go through life looking at their external reality and assuming that derives their internal meaning. In other words, seeing is believing. But when in actuality, they have cause and effect completely reversed. I won't go too deep into this now, but believing is seeing. And the number one thing that I'm bringing to the table at this point is believing that this job change, if you will, is a bigger part of a larger plan in my life. One of the fundamental core beliefs that I established in my life a couple years ago is that every single thing that happens to me is for my betterment and everyone around me betterment. So, for example, my old organization, they eliminated my position, so they opened up some salary, and they also are leaner and faster, and hopefully that helps them be a better organization. For me, it's for my betterment, because actually I had already grown to my bounds in that role, and I'm ready for something different. So by reframing what this means to me, I control how I feel about it. I could be in the mode of like, oh crap, I'm unemployed, got a wife, I've got a kid, I've got a baby on the way. There's a lot of things that are very easy to allow you to freak out about, but I'm absolutely not participating. You know why? Because I fundamentally understand that every single thing that happens to me is for my betterment. And when you come from that perspective, it's such a calming effect, and it allows poise to go through my body, and this is going to bring more opportunities to me. I don't even have to wait to prove it to you guys to be able to prove it, because I'm going to bring you along on this process and show you how the proper mindset can not only bring the proper feelings that you want in yourself, but also can bring the right situations and the right people to you. And just quick little note on beliefs. I used to think beliefs were these static things that never change and they're very immutable. A belief is nothing more than a statement you repeat to yourself. And the more you repeat it to yourself, the more you begin to believe it. And the more you begin to believe it, the more it becomes part of who you are and who is showing up. And so this belief that every single thing that can possibly happen to me for my betterment, I feel it all through my core. I just know it's absolutely true. So this should be a lot of fun. I'm excited to live out loud and have this opportunity to share with you guys a little bit of my process of going from becoming unemployed to becoming not only employed, but employed with a lot of mojo in a job that I know I'm going to give me a lot of room to grow to my bounds, provide me more salary, more opportunity, and hopefully this can begin to give some of you some insight into how to go about this process of really integrating mojo into your career, whether you are unemployed or whether you are employed or you're an entrepreneur. No matter where you are, you can always be better. So thanks very much. This is Sam Brown. We'll see what goes on. Again, my goal is to have an employment by Wednesday, and we'll let you know how that turns out. Talk soon. Bye.